This video wouldn't be possible without JPFans. JPFans is a proxy service that helps you shop through listings by actual stores and resellers in Japan, giving you access to collectibles and even items under fashion or tech. If you want to hunt down your next Gunpla kits with great deals, head over to the video description, use my JPFans link to register and input my referral code. By using my link and referral code, you'll get shipping coupons that total $86 after signing up. Browse through the website or download the app. Once you find your items and JPFans gets a hold of your orders, you also get a free quality inspection, so you get to see the state your items are in before they send you your package. Again, use my link and input my referral code to register to get your $86 of shipping coupons. So sign up now and hunt for your Gunpla, anime figures, and other collectibles. Coffee? You want some coffee? This particular build checks off an item off of my bucket list, building my first premium Bandai Gunpla kit. I know it's not the biggest or grandest goal to have, since it's basically just building another model kit, but for some reason it has some sentimental value for me. In this video, we're taking a look at the master grade Tallgeese Fluegel EW. Taking a look at the box, because this is a premium Bandai model kit, we get very subdued box art. Usually they match the P-Bandai boxes with the dominant color of the mobile suit, green for the Altron, purple for the Sandrock Custom, but since the Tallgeese is mostly in white armor, we got a box in grayscale. The original Master Grade Tallgeese EW was released back in 2013, but this Tallgeese Fluegel was in 2021. It followed the release of the Master Grade Wing Zero Custom Verka, making it convenient for them to use the feathery wing parts for the Tallgeese Fluegel. Back to looking at the box, we still get the two identical cropped box arts, but that's pretty much it. They don't feature any gimmicks, articulation, or accessories on the box. It's probably because P-Bandai kits don't sit on store shelves regularly. Opening the box, we immediately see some huge wing parts, but looking closer, we get a whopping 26 runners, including the beam saber effects and the polycaps. It's also pretty interesting to look at the runner labels. We have parts from the regular Tallgeese, we get parts from the Wing Zero Custom Verka, and we get parts specific for the Tallgeese Fluegel. For markings, we get the small foil sheet that comes with the regular Tallgeese, and we get a big sheet of water slide decals specifically for the Fluegel version. We get the tiny little spring for the Dober gun. If you're not familiar with the regular Master Grade Tallgeese, that accessory has spring action. Sadly, even if this kit has huge wings, there's no sign of any action base, which I think is actually kind of weird because the Wing Zero Custom Verka already has an action base included with it, so I don't get why they didn't add an action base for the Tallgeese Fluegel.
Yeah, I'm so fresh like the morning, mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-strike. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive.
Here's the Master Grade Tallgeese Fluegel all built up with just the sensors painted to make those tiny details pop a bit more. And man, I like the look of the regular TV Tallgeese design as well as the original Master Grade. But this Tallgeese Fluegel really takes the cake, having the heat halberd, heat lance, the shield, and the majestic wings that flare out. Really sets this apart from the rest of a mostly Gundam collection. I mentioned accessories exclusive to the Fluegel already, but this goose still does come with the original beam sabers that can be stored at the back of the shield, and two extra handles stored in the wings. And by the way, has my favorite kind of beam effects. No need to bend your saber effect parts with hot water or a heat gun. And it has the original Dober gun as well, with the spring action barrel. It has a seated pilot figure of Zex Marquise in the cockpit, and we get a standing pilot figure as well. It comes with the usual swappable Master Grade fingers, closed fists, open fingers, and holding fingers. We also get holding trigger fingers, and it also has a new set of holding fingers specifically for the newer Fluegel equipment. Putting all of that together, the Tallgeese Fluegel becomes pretty amazing to look at. I know it's mostly white, so the Tallgeese might come across as just being plain, but I like how elegant it looks. The mobile suit itself has an interesting silhouette, being a souped-up Leo with ancient Roman soldier armor. Then the addition of melee weapons really speaks to me. I mean, I do like huge barrel gun-style weapons, but I just enjoy the idea more of giant robots bashing and slashing at each other. And then there are the wings, which I thought would be completely identical to the wings of the Wing Zero Verka, with the addition of the insignia. But some of the sculpt is actually more blocky for the Tallgeese Fluegel. When I was deciding to get this kit, I actually thought that the wings would just be one-to-one the same with just the insignia stamped on it. But it's a nice surprise that it's actually its own thing. It reinforces my appreciation of this kit as its own unique addition to my collection. Speaking of my collection, here is the Silly Goose beside some of my other stuff. The Real Grade Gramps version 2.0, the Pliabot Gurren Lagann, the Master Grade Gramps 3.0, the Sazabi Verka, my fake plant, some Gundam Gashapons, the Master Grade Wing Zero Custom Verka, and my previous most recent review, the Real Grade Hi-Nu Gundam. I'm really digging that the wings and accessories give this Tallgeese more visual appeal, and it actually reminds me of the 160 scale third-party kit. I might go for that when I start looking for a bigger scale Tallgeese, but let me know in the comments if you have other suggestions. Before we talk about all the moving joints in the next segment, please give this video a like down below if you've enjoyed this review of the Master Grade Tallgeese Fluegel EW so far. And if it isn't your first time watching my videos, please consider subscribing because it really helps a lot. Thanks. Okay, so let's take a look at all the joints. Starting off with the head, it's on a ball joint with a hinge that goes up and down at the base of the neck. Lets it look up this far and look down this far. Of course, because it's a ball joint and the head is pretty much round, it can just go all the way around. Now immediately, there's an issue that we come across here in the shoulder. There's a polycap inside there that tore open. I tried fixing it using the thread method, which is wrapping the polycap across the tear with some thread, then using super glue to stiffen the string. However, the roundness of this polycap actually works against this method because when you tighten the string, it's not the most secure and it slides off. So the next thing I did was put slits on the polycap with my hobby knife, so the string has spaces to catch on. But I don't know, so far it's okay. Please let me know in the comments if you've run into this and if there's a better way of solving this problem. But yeah, something to keep in mind. It goes out this much, and with the bulky round shoulders, it can bend outward this much. And it's a peg, so it can go all the way around if it doesn't hit the wings. The shoulder armor can also hinge up and down. We also have this flap that reveals the connection point for the shield holder as well as the Dober gun. So it just connects into that like so. And then we get hinges and ball joints for the accessory holders. So you have a bit of room to play around with. And then the arm swivels like so. And we get shifting elbow armor. And then it has the simple master grade hands, swappable fingers with ball jointed wrist and ball jointed thumb. For the torso, there's supposed to be a hinge inside, but the main connections are two ball joints in the abs and one connecting to the waist. So making use of those joints, you can get an ab crunch like this and a back bend like this, but you also only get slight rotation at the waist just because all that waist armor hits each other. The front skirts can hinge forward, but they don't really get in the way at all because of how tiny they are. The side skirts are connected to the waist by a ball joint. This other big part of it is connected to the upper thigh here with a ball joint peg. It kind of just moves along with the leg. And here's the kick forward. The kick back, because of the back skirts, which just stay there, except they do open on ball joints, so you can reveal some thruster details from underneath. You get two of those. Also, the upper thigh connection, technically it's just a peg into the leg, but because of how the armor is designed, you don't really have that full rotation. I'd also say it's kind of a limited rotation. And then for the knee bend, you get some nice shifting armor like so. And I think the full bend is actually pretty good. The ankle is two ball joints, one into the leg and one into the foot. So you can move the foot all around, but if you're not careful, it is gonna dislodge the ankle guard. And it's kind of finicky to get back in place. And for the foot, we have slight toe bend articulation. Here it is pointed all the way down and all the way up. Now for the backpack, the wings are pretty much identical to the Wing Zero Verka. We get all sorts of combinations of hinges, pivot points, ball joints, and so on. So you can pretty much put the wings wherever you want them to. But the wings themselves have opening feathers like so, and you have an additional feather that was hidden underneath. All these individual feathers are on ball joints, so you can move them in and out however which way you want. And then these secondary wings here are also on a hinge and swivel combination, so you can do whatever position you want. And it also bends up and out like so. And underneath this wing, you have an opening thruster. This is also where you store these extra beam saber handles. There's just a peg that holds the beam saber in there. And then for the accessories, we have the Dober gun, which is spring action barrel. We have a hinging and rotating handle. Just like the shield, a lot of moving connection points. And this basically connects to the other shoulder. The halberd doesn't do anything. It's just one big stick. But the javelin has some secondary handles for extra stability if you want to hold it that way. But the shield does have this holder for the heat lance. It just loosely clips on like so for when you don't want the Tallgeese to hold it. The halberd doesn't have any notches, but you can also make use of the holder for the halberd. Putting the Master Grade Tallgeese in action poses really makes it look impressive. You can pull off some great slashing, dashing, piercing, shooting, blocking, and even more slashing. It can even do a hovering pose and aura farm all day in your collection. It's very nice, but since it's a premium Bandai kit, it's kind of like a hard to get model kit for Endless Waltz fans. No doubt the Master Grade Tallgeese Fluegel can look awesome in either subtle poses or action poses, but it does come with its challenges. Bending its joints is pretty straightforward, but some of the connections aren't the most stable. For example, the arms have really good accessories to make use of, but because of the way things go together, when you try to bend them into place, it can come undone at the bicep because of the polycap connection. And then down at the ankles, it doesn't really ruin the stability or anything, but the ankle cuffs can also get easily nudged off when you hold it there. Because the main connection for the torso carries over a polycap connection from the original Master Grade Tallgeese, it's not quite reinforced to handle the extra weight of the huge wings, especially in leaning back poses. And lastly, there's no included action base for a model kit this heavy and this wide. Somehow they just didn't think it was necessary, even if one of the model kits this was based off of had its own action base included. Must have just slipped their mind. Actually, another point, depending on which kind of builder you are, there's a chance you might absolutely hate the idea of polycaps. And the shoulder polycaps did break on me, so it might also happen to yours. So just keep that in mind. All that said, this model can do nice action poses. You just really have to figure it out, instead of just being able to bend some joints and call it a day. I think the Tallgeese Fluegel EW is a great build for Endless Waltz fans, or just fans of the design of the Tallgeese in general. Straight out of the box, it looks great. It has very visual accessories and wings. It also has pretty simple construction without many teeny tiny pieces that makes your fingers hurt. But I do want to talk a bit more about the breaking polycaps. I personally don't mind it because while some people label things as imperfections in model kits, I think they're just parts to use your builder skills on. You know, the skills we all practice to build model kits, to be our own unique thing? Skills like cleaning up nub or gate marks, deepening existing panel lines, adding panel lines, sealing seam lines, airbrush or hand painting. So having the polycaps break on me, sure it's inconvenient, and I would prefer it not to happen, but it did. And I think it's just a regular part of the model kit building hobby to fix these kinds of things. I don't see anything wrong with preferring model kits that have little to no extra work needed, aside from cutting and snapping together. Because to be fair, it really is extremely satisfying when nothing goes wrong putting your mecha model kit together. But I also just don't mind building something that tests my skills. Because at the end of the day, I enjoy the part of the hobby that encourages customization. But if you don't, like I said, I don't see anything wrong with that. Whether you're the type that likes to just snap build or you're the type to customize the heck out of your model kits, you're allowed to enjoy the hobby the way you like it. Just don't force your preferences on other builders. And if somebody is forcing their preferences to you, just ignore them, man. They're just trying to brag with their fedoras on because they think their way of enjoying the hobby is better than yours, and probably just trying to get a violent reaction out of you. So just ignore them and you do you. But anyway, talking about the Tallgeese Fluegel again, if you're not really into the big wings or accessories, you're probably better off with a regular Tallgeese Master Grade. I think that one is worth building more, since it's closer to the design that shows up in the anime, has less weight to deal with the polycap shoulder joint, and much cheaper too. I never read the manga that this shows up in, I just really like the design. That's why I got it. But maybe I would recommend it more if it didn't have the braking polycaps, or if
it included its own action base.
If you want to hunt for your own rare premium Bandai kits like this or other anime collectibles, check out JPFans. JPFans is a proxy service that helps you shop through listings in Japan, making it easy to find Japanese products like Gunpla. So if you want to hunt down your next Gunpla kits with great deals, head over to the video description, use my JPFans link to register and input my referral code. By using my affiliate link and referral code, you'll get shipping coupons that total $86 after signing up. Browse through the website or download the app from the App Store or Google Play Store. Once you find your items and JPFans gets a hold of your orders, you'll also get a free quality inspection, so you get to see the state your items are in before they send you your package. Also, here are some saving tips when you shop on JPFans. When you find your collectibles, you can combine multiple items into one package. This saves a lot on shipping. Also, make use of their shipping calculator for delivery estimates. And for the most part, use ECMS as your shopping handler. It can be slower, but it's much cheaper than UPS. I think even when you're in the US. Try different item combinations before submitting. Sometimes splitting your order into 2 smaller boxes is also cheaper than 1 big box. Again, make sure to use my link and input my referral code so you get $86 of shipping coupons. Special thanks to JPFans for helping me add premium Bandai kits to my collection. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please leave a like below. If you want to see more model kit builds and reviews like this, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to chat and yap with fellow builders, we have a Discord server where we share our builds and stuff. It's a place you can interact with cool people. The Discord link is down in the description. And if you want to support the channel more, thank you. There's a link to my Patreon page down in the description, and channel memberships are open now as well. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.